everybody, and welcome back to the Zeldudes podcast.
In this one, we're going to be talking about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It isn't Zelda per se, but close enough, Nintendo's main IP.
Yeah.
Above Zelda. Zelda would be second. And, we'll see how it leads into the potential of the Zelda movie. But before, we get into that, let's talk about the movie.
So we both saw the film yesterday, April 1st, which is when it came out. We haven't talked to each other yet about the film, about our opinions on it. I don't know.
It was.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I kind of want to do because I didn't want to say anything. It's tough not to say anything because we're trying to skirt around it. We want to save it for the podcast, but I want to get your reaction with mine so we don't influence each other or have any kind of, reveal until we both know what we think.
Okay,
so
literally just do, three, we'll do thumbs up or thumbs down.
Yes, exactly. Okay, ready?
Okay, so, 3, 2, 1...
Oh!
Whoa!
Yo,
really?
What?
Okay.
Yes, no way. Okay.
Talk to me. No, you go first.
Okay.
Let's start off on a positive. You go first.
Okay. So coming into this, like we said before, I was expecting more Bing Bing Wahoo, and I think that's exactly what we got. I really liked how the movie kind of had just an immediate start, no introduction, nothing like that. It was just kind of getting right into it. And let's be honest, the movie went by super quick. It really felt like it was made for kids because it was. But it really felt like a love letter to the Mario franchise and kind of Nintendo as a whole for 40 years of Mario. There's so many references. The entire movie is references. I feel like if you've played all of the games that they showcase throughout the movie, you would appreciate it a lot more. Maybe some people who kind of don't play too many Mario games, a lot of things will kind of go past their head and they'll be wondering, what's the point of all of this? But as someone who, played almost every single Mario game and genuinely loves Nintendo so much, I kind of liked it. Like, again, you got to go into this expecting nothing and you're just going to kind of enjoy the thrill ride, because in terms of a story, there is no story. There is nothing at stakes. But okay.
Yeah.
What about you though?
I agree with the points you made. It's like, I've obviously big Mario fan, and it was great just kind of seeing, every single scene, every single frame of every scene. There's like 4 or 5 little things to do the Leonardo DiCaprio like pointing meme. I recognize that from Super Mario Bros. 2, which was cool. And obviously, visually it looked amazing. Maybe we'll talk about this a little bit later, but like quality of the animation, all outstanding. For me, I went in with the expectations that it was going to be the Mario movie again, same quality of everything as the first Mario film. But I think for me, the real thing that let it down is that the plot of this was just kind of completely non-existent. It was just kind of a sequence of random events and random action scenes that you never really had time to kind of understand why things are happening. It was just, let's go do this, blah, blah, blah. It felt very like kind of just hyper. I don't know. It didn't have the time to build any stakes that, Mario, the first Mario film wasn't Shawshank Redemption, but it still had some stakes. Like you could, it started off in Brooklyn, in New York, and then it introduced you to the Mushroom Kingdom a little bit more slowly. Luigi was captured. You had the whole arc with Mario and Luigi finding each other, and when we're together we can do anything, and that sort of little emotional flourish at the end kind of really worked for me. Whereas this one, I saw it yesterday, and I'm trying to remember what the story of the film is. So they kidnap, Bowser Jr. kidnaps Rosalina because Bowser told him when he was a kid, he created this story about a planet that they'll build one day with a big gun, and you need Rosalina to power the big gun. And then Peach goes to find Rosalina, and Mario and Co go to find Peach to find Rosalina. Basically, my main problem is that it didn't have any time. I didn't feel... I didn't get a reason for why anything was happening, really. It was just kind of, let's go,
Did you get a reason for when playing Mario games that there needs to be a deep story? It's probably just as shallow as actual Mario games, right?
But I don't think the first film was. I thought the first film did well in that it took Mario, which you're right, the actual plot of a Mario game, the story is go save Peach from Bowser. That's it. But I feel the Mario movie, the first one, did a good job of building on that and giving you some actual reasons to care about these characters. Like, Mario and Luigi's arc going from disenfranchised plumbers to the heroes that we know, of Mario and Luigi. Where, like, I'm trying to think of any character arc in this film, in Mario Galaxy film. Maybe Bowser, because he kind of went through an arc with Bowser Jr. where
he became son
with like Bowser
him.
Jr. It was interesting that Bowser Jr. was kind of influenced by evil Bowser's opinions, and then obviously Bowser's kind of come round to the Mario Bros, and he doesn't want to hurt them, and some sort of maybe hinting at a story arc there, but for me it was just kind of too chaotic without any reason for anything,
I get that, and I do agree. I think it's just I chose not to look at it too critically. I kind of chose to turn my brain off and just enjoy it for what it is, because what I realized from this is Nintendo has no story to tell with Mario, just like they have no story to tell in the games. It's very much just get a reason for these characters to go on an adventure and let them do so. Like that's why Peach gets kidnapped in every single Mario game. There's really no rhyme or reason. This movie is very much the exact same thing. But yeah, I guess you're right in terms of like if you're a moviegoer and you want a movie at its core, you want a story, you want all of that, you're going to be disappointed. But if you're going into this knowing this is based off of Nintendo's video game franchise, and that's really what it's all about, I feel like you can appreciate it for that. I do agree, though, everything is just kind of happening so quickly. I 100% believe it's, again, because it's made for kids, they got to keep them on edge, because if the scenes go on for too long, then it's going to bore them to death. And yeah, like as an adult, maybe I wouldn't appreciate that. I mean, here's the thing. I would be so disappointed if that's how they do the Zelda movie. That would be horrible. That would be so bad. But I believe because it's live action, because Zelda has a bit of a older audience, that they're not going to go in that direction. Because if they do, then I would be complaining so much. But I think I was able to kind of forgive the movie, because I know it's just Mario. Mario has never given me a deep enough story to really, sit and think about or try to understand. It's just kind of, it happens, and if you treat it like a Mario game, I feel like you can appreciate it for what it's worth. What was your favorite, though, like, because obviously Star Fox was technically spoiled for us, and let's be real, I would have much rather appreciated for them not to spoil it. Who cares if the internet would have spoiled it immediately afterwards? Like, they didn't need to say anything. The fact that they waited until the last, like, week before they announced, like, Star Fox is being... Like, they didn't need to do that. It, obviously, leading up to... And I'm assuming this is spoilers, right? There's no point for us to...
I mean,
we kind of went into it.
But before we recorded this, we were like, maybe we should do... like half an hour spoiler free at the start, but we've just gone in, so maybe I don't know, I'll flash a spoiler warning at the start, but if you're in this deep, I assume you've seen the film or don't care about spoilers.
Exactly. But in terms of like later on where Peach was supposed to find a pilot, immediately I'm like, okay, that's our boy Star Fox. Like it was already, I mean, obviously you can kind of, even without knowing, you can kind of tell what's going to happen next. But like that was a reveal that really didn't need to be shown to us or spoiled. It would have hit so much harder, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't really like the way Fox was portrayed in this movie. He's kind of
He's got
lame.
Falco's personality.
Right? Yeah, he's too cool. He's like doing awesome barrel rolls. It's like...
That's Falco. That's not Fox.
Right?
Yeah, I thought that was weird. Like, I was happy just seeing Star Fox on the screen, when it did that kind of anime bit where he went through his team and like his history and stuff. I was just, soy facing because it's Star Fox on the cinema screen. But it was weird that they gave him Falco's personality. Fox is usually kind of much more reserved in that he's kind of the commander of the Star Fox team. He's not really like that. That's Falco, who's the kind of cocky ace pilot character out of the four of them. Which did feel odd, because there's a few times where he kind of said stuff that I still think landed. I still think it was quite funny. The thing I laughed at was where he sees all the Lumas wearing Fox jackets, and he just goes, sick.
Right.
Like, I thought that was cool, but again, that's not really Fox. But either way, it is what it is. That was crazy though. Seeing there was a bit where it was just kind of basically a Star Fox game playing out on the screen.
Yep.
I think it's as soon as they leave the... See, I saw it yesterday, and my memories of this film were so, like, jumbled up, because it was this kind of massive, 90-minute sugar rush with no kind of thread throughout, really.
Yeah.
But I think it was just after they leave in the R-Wing, before they crash on the Dino planet. There's a little fight scene, I'm pretty sure, in the R-Wing, and that's kind of... It's exactly like a Star Fox game. He even, like, tracks onto things with the reticle and whatever. Star Fox was cool, but again, I kind of have to think, if I didn't know what Star Fox was, and I wasn't, over the moon because Fox was in it, what would that section mean to me? It'd be like, I don't know, it'd just be bizarre, right?
It would just be a cool Fox character that, you're like, oh, who is this?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it definitely isn't a selling point. Like, I doubt someone who's gonna like, I want to watch the Mario movie, but I'm not that interested. Oh, now Fox is solely the reason why I'm going. Maybe, again, there might be some Star Fox diehards, but they didn't need to reveal that. It's funny because you technically called it. We saw Pikmin, just like, land.
Yeah. No Olimar, cool. But we did see Pikmin. Yeah.
Right. And then
and they did the
other
the Men in Black
crossover
joke, or the Hitchhiker's Guide thing, where the ship lands and you assume it's massive because of the perspective.
Oh,
and the camera zooms out and it's the tiny little Pikmin come out. I did like that.
Yep. And then obviously we had Game & Watch as well. I was hoping we'd get a little bit more. But yeah, overall it felt like Nintendo is leading to the direction of potentially a Super Smash Bros. Or just overall Nintendo, first party IP come together movie. I don't know what they would call it. It does seem like that's possible.
There's a lot of Smash in it. Like, obviously, you mentioned Mr. Game & Watch. That fight at the end plays out exactly like a Smash Bros. Fight. He is kind of from a side-on perspective. He ends the fight with a Judge 9 and, kind of knocks him out. But also Peach is gifted the parasol in the start by Mario.
And she does her Peach abilities, like, very much like Smash Bros.
Yeah, even in the battle against... what are the enemies called? The little ninja guys. In the Wart scene, there was the little ninja people. I can't remember what game they're
Luis
from.
Guzman being the boss. It's funny too.
Oh, yeah, of Wart. Yeah. But either way, she does the Peach side B, like the Peach bomber in that fight.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. When she smacks her ass, that her ass is an attack, right?
Yeah,
that's the attack. Side B, I believe. I would just spam
that.
side
B, yeah.
Especially
and Mario
if it's, like,
does
sudden
her
death.
up B.
Boom. Easy connect.
There you go. Easy win.
I suck at Smash. I smash buttons to play Smash.
Yeah,
but,
I just hope for the best.
I honestly, when Mario was holding that comically large box, I was thinking it was something else, to be honest. I didn't know what but I generally didn't know what it was. I'm like, oh, the umbrella. Okay, that.
Yeah. I didn't know either. What do you think of the big reveal in the film is that Peach and Rosalina are sisters?
I was gonna ask you. That's probably my favorite tidbit in the entire movie. I'm glad they kind of leaned in that direction, because I'm pretty sure that was never an idea, and I'm certain there are interviews now coming out saying how, like, they were just trying to make some kind of connection between Rosalina and Peach, and I really love that idea. They were born from Stardust, and then they had to be separated because their power together is too strong, and that came full circle with her having to use it to break her out, which is really, really interesting. It gives Peach, just a way better backstory than just not knowing what her origin, and I do like that. Okay, I'll be honest though, as a Peach fan throughout pretty much my entire life, again, I've mentioned this before, but like growing up with 4 other brothers, when we would play Mario Party and Mario Kart together, I always wanted to be the different character, and having 4 brothers, no one wanted to pick Peach. So and Peach is like featured in all of these games. So I always picked her, and she's always just kind of been my go-to. Ever since then, it's just Peach is like my favorite Mario character.
Is that what the hair's about?
But yeah, it's not about Link or Dragon Ball Z or Supersonic Nintendo, Japan in general, too many blonde protagonists.
Just
Edward
blondes.
Ulrich, right? Yeah. So brainwashed me, literally.
Yeah.
And my brain is bleached. It's been washed.
You got it.
But yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, one thing I'll be honest, and this might offend some people, maybe, but I don't care. I'm a Peach fan. I feel like it needs to be said. I feel like Okay, so like Mario, it's like I truly can believe that the Mario in the video games can be that Mario. He's just silent, but he's very heroic. That's why he always overcomes whatever hardship he has to undertake. Like, he is a hero through and through. And the way Chris Pratt portrays this Mario on screen is very much that. And Luigi, same thing. He is a hero, but he's very, lacking in courage. He gets afraid, spooked very easily. It very much fits him. Peach is unrecognizable. Like, she's just girl boss, hard ass, literally constant. And don't get me wrong, I don't want her to be the damsel in distress. I'm not saying that, but it's like, couldn't she have like a little like moment where she like, giggles or like twinkles or winks or just something to give me like, oh, that's the Peach I know.
That's
still be a
badass.
Still like put her foot down and need to like really, show up when it needs to be, but like also have moments of just like, oh, that's, because like, bro, they are completely opposites. They are not the same character. They had to completely overhaul Peach entirely. I do not recognize this Peach whatsoever, and I really don't like a character that has no weaknesses. Even Mario being the hero, he sometimes doubts himself or sometimes feels weak, or when you give a character this endless plot armor and they seem invincible, it really takes away from the character. And I really feel like Peach is that, and it's just a shame. But anyways, that's a whole other tangent. I couldn't help it. My biggest issue, I guess, while I do love the little tidbit of them being sisters, do they even talk to each other? I feel like the movie just ends. They finally see each other. Boom. There is no like reunion. Nothing. They don't even share any kind of dialogue. Like, what was like? It just kind of seemed like it was brushed aside. It's a cool idea, but then they had no kind of like end to it to kind of wrap up the idea and seeing the princes reunite or something. Just Luma's, we want to go to the Mushroom Kingdom. Sure. And that's that. They rebuild the.
And that's it. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that I think is just kind of my general problem with the film. It's like, if I kind of think of individual moments, it's like, yeah, that was an enjoyable fight scene or a cool reference or something like that. But I think it kind of feels like the whole film just didn't have the chance to breathe. None of the ideas in it are properly explored, because it kind of feels, right, we've got to move on to the next thing. It's like, okay, Fox is in the film, blah blah blah, here's who he is, blah blah, and he's in space, and now blah blah blah. It's all too fast and too hyper, which I get was the case with the first film. But by the time anything cool is starting to happen, it's already over. You're already like 3 scenes past that. Which I get is the point. That's kind of the film they were going for. But maybe it's just not my kind of film. And I don't really think that, because obviously the counter argument to what I'm saying is, well, it's based on Mario games, which aren't known for their story. But that doesn't mean you can't create a film with a good story. But the obvious example that always pops into my head is the Lego Movie, which it's based on Lego. Like, obviously there's no story to Lego because it's just toys, but the Lego Movie's got a cool story. They created an interesting narrative for the film to kind of make it entertaining and make it kind of, well, narratively satisfying, and it kind of follows the rules you'd expect for a film, which Mario 1, again, not to kind of retread the same ground, did do that for me. It did kind of have enough going on to kind of make me invested in what was happening on screen. Whereas Galaxy, I enjoyed it on a very, very surface level, just because I'm a Mario and a Nintendo fan. Like, all the references or whatever I was loving. But it's just, it kind of almost felt like it was embarrassed to have the stuff on screen. It was like, here's something and it's gone. Here's something and it's gone. It never ever slowed down. Like you said with Peach and Rosalina, that was one of my favorite things about the film, was having that explored. I'm not really up to date on my Mario lore, so I don't know if there were like theories or whatever about that. Their design is obviously very similar.
I don't think so.
Rosalina's origins are never explored.
Yeah, but I don't think that no one ever put. Maybe someone did. Maybe there's some Mario theorist out there that put that connection like in the games. But I don't feel like they ever even slightly had. Like, Peach was a princess, and Rosalina, while a princess, she was of the freaking cosmos. She was way more beyond.
I want to say I've heard people talk about it. There's something to do with Rosalina's hair. If you don't have the fringe over one eye, I'm sure I've seen some posts on Reddit or something where you can take that off, it looks like Peach, and I don't know, I'm sure I've seen ideas that they're related talked about on the internet, but it was cool to see it actually explained that, yeah, they're sisters, and it explains a mystery from the first Mario film where Peach doesn't know why she's in the Mushroom Kingdom, which again, those questions have never even been asked in the Mario games, but the film kind of has to, because she's a human like Mario and Luigi, who have an actual origin in this world. So it's cool. That was really awesome, but I'd have just loved to see that explored a little bit more, rather than kind of hand-waved. Isn't the right answer, but it isn't the right term, because she discovers the storybook with herself in it and whatever, which I thought was quite cool. Again, it just comes down to it's all too quick, all too kind of rushed for anything to kind of have any impact on me.
I agree, and I 100% agree. I think it's just I'm willing to accept the fact that is what I came in, anticipating, and because of that, it didn't really let me down. But I think in general, their biggest issue is they wanted to. I mean, it being called the Super Mario Galaxy movie kind of makes no sense outside of, I guess, Rosalina, and the Cosmic Observatory was really cool to see. Literally Fox piloted the entire
Fox doing like drifting it around,
right?
was cool. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. But like it had a lot of. I mean, it literally starts off after you see Rosalina in an Odyssey level. And then they go back to Mario Bros for a little bit while they're doing Mushroom Kingdom, tasks and stuff. And then they give us more Odyssey. I mean, technically, overall, it's all over the place. I feel like Galaxy is just a way a naming scheme to kind of follow up Mario Bros. They were just like, well, 64, does that make sense? Sunshine will be too on the nose. They'll have to focus too much on Sunshine. We'll just do Galaxy. You can incorporate all sorts of things. And it very much is that. Watch the third movie be called the Super Mario Odyssey movie. Like, I would not be surprised if that's where they go. Because it very much was like that. Again, we saw not only the dinosaur, we saw the Dark Souls-esque dragon that came out of no. I mean, that was it was such a pleasant surprise in Odyssey, and then Bowser Jr. was able to whip it up,
made it out of the paint. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but then it's like, again, it just shows how little they care about the plot, because it's like, oh, that actually eats we don't know how Mario and friends are gonna win. Bowser Jr. gets screwed over and he gets eaten by it, and now Mario has to save him, and then they save him and they seem all happy together, but they still go in prison, and it's it's like, so are they really villains? Are they not villains? Do we really care what's going on? They definitely, it should have been, and I was kind of believing it might go into that point, would be maybe Bowser joining their side for good, and they have a bigger villain to undertake. But I think they want to focus too much on Bowser Jr. They gave him way too. He is overpowered. The dude is cracked out. How did he build a Bowser planet? All these ships, everything. He's a junior. He's a little kid. Yeah, he's accomplished way more than his dad ever could. And
I feel like it's the closest the film came to kind of really saying anything interesting, is how you get Bowser, who influenced Bowser Jr. as a kid and then was absent from his life, and then kind of rehabilitated, as he says, kind of with the Mario Bros. Then when he comes back and reconnects with Bowser Jr., he finds Bowser Jr. is still in the same place that he used to be, and then Bowser's obviously no longer there, which is that's an interesting conflict there. And yeah, I did like that.
So again, I
would just like to see it explored a bit more.
Yeah, but it makes sense him giving in because it's his son, and if he were to turn around, at least that if he has to be the villain again, the arc isn't horrible. I'd say like you said, that's probably the best story arc any character has kind of gone through. It's Bowser specifically. Yeah, but I think if we were to get a third movie, Bowser obviously going to be featured in it. There's no way they're going to remove Jack Black. That's more important than anything, right? They need to give us a different villain. I mean, we already know it's going to happen because the post credit scene. I was the only one in the theaters. I'm assuming you waited. You had to wait. You're a Marvel viewer. Yeah. Showing Daisy in the whole terminal station thing where you just get set out to other galaxies and worlds. I think there's potential. I don't know, Daisy being it's just as underwhelming as Yoshi being the post-credit scene for the second movie. After you watch the first one and you get that, it's
it's even less exciting. It's Yoshi at least is Yoshi's cool. Everyone loves Yoshi, whereas I'm gonna have offended all the Daisy fans here, but I don't care about Daisy. I don't know. I don't know anyone that cares about Daisy. It's just kind of
whoa, okay, relax.
Colored peach,
Nah.
You a Daisy fan?
No, I'm a Peach fan. I can't be a Daisy.
Yeah.
It's only one princess, but you know, I know a decent amount of people who are, and I get it. You know, it's the other Peach. If you're feeling more spunky, I guess. She feels like more of the tomboy. Now I wonder how if they're gonna make Daisy more like you know, less aggressive, like, because then it'd be two Peaches. Let's be honest, Rosalina's very much like, they're all too similar. Let's just say that. We needed that contrast of like Mario and Luigi, where again, one is like very heroic, one is a straight up just coward. But because having every character just kind of be the same is extremely lame. That rhymed. I didn't mean to.
How full was your cinema?
Empty, like barely anybody. Just like three families watching it, and myself, and couldn't bring in.
Are kids in school at the moment for you? Because where we are, it's half term, so kids are off school. So I went at like 3-ish in the afternoon for me, and it wasn't as full as I expected it to be. It was maybe like half full.
That's when I went as well, and I think that's probably why I tried to skip the insane amount of, you know, kids that would join it probably after school, because I do believe kids are in school at the moment as well, and I made sure to go like right before that, so it was just kids who are too young to be in school, and then you know, just I guess other adults, you know, like children like me who are watching the Mario movie day one. I'll be honest, I wouldn't have watched it if we weren't going to talk, like, wouldn't have watched it immediately if we weren't going to talk about it on Zeldudes. Like, I would have been okay waiting a few days, maybe even a week, or finding like a sitter so then my wife can come along with me. But instead I'm like, oh no, I gotta go. It's the job. You know, we gotta talk about this Bing Bing Wahoo.
Right. It's a tough job, but someone's got to do it. It was like I think I was the only person that stayed for the post credit scene, because there was the mid credit scene as well with Bowser and Bowser Jr. in the Luma jail, and it had Fox obviously say what is, like, you know, the princess fixed my warp drive or something. I'm gonna go back to, like, I mean, that's obviously setting up a Star Fox film, right? I don't think that's insane.
Either Star Fox or again a Nintendo, maybe. I don't. I just feel like, would the Star Fox film even do well? Do they really want to do a Star Fox film? Like,
I don't think it's got the IP weight behind it.
And what are they gonna do?
Maybe
fight Andross? They can barely tell a new story in their freaking games. Like,
I mean, it'd be the same story again. It'd be Andross or whatever. I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, that's obviously setting that up. And if rumors are to be believed, there's a Star Fox game coming out for Switch 2 this summer. You know,
I hope so.
I hope so too. You know, we talked about it on the last podcast, but yeah, Star Fox has been dead for too long. And it is just, it's crazy to see it get. I mean, I'd have been impressed if we got, you know, Star Fox Zero ported to the Switch 2 or something like that. I'd have been like, whoa, that's crazy to see Star Fox isn't dead. They're doing something with it. Let alone having Fox McCloud as one of the main characters in the sequel to the Mario movie. I didn't think Star Fox would get quite that much love. But yeah,
his character is already not that appealing to me, so it's like, I'll give him a whole movie of that. Like, goddamn.
But again, it's the problem. Like you were illustrating with Peach. It's like, how, say there is a Star Fox movie, how are they going to have Falco? He's just going to be like this Fox, but even more cocky.
No, maybe he'll be more like Vegeta, where he's so prideful he doesn't even try to act cool. He's just silent.
Like Rivali, like
he'll straight up. I mean, Rivali is the Falco of the Zelda universe.
Is Falco?
Right?
Yeah. But
so
that's why he's
be
cool,
like
because
that.
Falco is like the ace pilot. He's the best pilot out of the Star Fox team, and he's cocky because of that. And it feels like they just placed his personality on Fox. But I did really like the Star Fox music throughout the film. I mean, to be fair, the music in general was really good.
There was only like 5 tops copyright songs. Like, you know, like I was
actually
the
that's
Yoshi
something.
Bit was kind of annoying.
Oh, with like Notorious B.I.G. or whatever was
like
there.
Come on, you know, I'd rather hear something else. But like for the most part, it was pretty inoffensive when it comes to like not
much
following
better than the first.
Yeah, like the common movie trope of just, you know, throwing as many popular songs as possible.
Here's a needle drop of you know, The Weeknd or whatever. Which
whoa,
you know,
relax.
the first Mario film.
Relax.
Oh, true. You're a Weeknd fan.
The Weeknd's my favorite artist, dude. No, The Weeknd, I'd be happy.
I mean yeah, okay, I take it back.
I don't think The Weeknd would fit in Mario anyway.
Instead of Gusty Garden Galaxy, it should have been Starboy. Yeah, you're right. That would be way better. Yeah,
Yo, I would like.
It was a problem I had with the first Mario film. There's like, the bit where it plays like Take On Me instead of some Donkey Kong track when they first visit the Donkey Kong land. I didn't think that fit in this one, and I was glad to see even less of it in this one. I can't even think what else there was. There was, I think, Notorious B.I.G. with Yoshi walking through New York at the start.
What
else was there?
Trust me, there was like one or two like eye rolls, like okay, but like, I mean, for the most part, it was mainly classic, themes throughout the entire franchise. And again,
good, yeah, because it's like a series known for its music. Like every Mario game has banging music, like absolutely incredible soundtrack. Feels wasteful to not use it.
I legit think if you look at this movie as a love letter to the series, to the gaming series specifically, and not trying to go the movie route, you can really appreciate it because it tackles like almost everything from the Mario universe. I guess we're missing not even Sunshine, because Bowser Jr. is his like shadow kind of concept is very Sunshine-esque. Yeah, with the sludge.
And there's a few
creating. They literally create
pinatas.
True.
Pinta people, whatever they're called, from the Al Delfino guys. I'm a chuckster. Those guys. There's a few of those in the terminal place, which cool
that's true. That's true. So I mean, it was just all over the place, and they even went back to Mario Bros. The Mario Bros. Movie doesn't have to be the only one that talks about the 2D vibe. Not only with Mario and Luigi trying to jump around Mushroom Kingdom, but also when they were going through Bowser Jr.'s ultimate security. That was kind of cool, right?
I like that. Whereas Bowser OS on the screen.
Oh yeah,
his like CCTV that he's seeing is just everything but done as a Mario level. I thought that was cool. I was kind of done with the joke by the time they did the rebuilding Peach's castle, and they did that in like a Super Mario World art style.
I was a little disappointed that Rosalina gave all the Lumas the what's it called, Super Mario Maker hat, and then Mario didn't wear one. Like, how did the main guy, like, he should have been fully in that outfit? But I guess, was that referenced already in the last movie or no? I don't even know. Probably not.
I don't remember the Mario Maker hat, like the Bob the Builder.
Like the whole yellow, the yellow setup. I can't remember.
I don't think so, but I could be forgetting.
I mean, whatever. That's not gonna make or break. Oh, Mario didn't wear it. Why was the Lubas wearing it? But I agree. Like, that bit was. I mean, again, it's just trying to it's like they're not even Easter eggs at this point. They're just, that's the movie. It's the entire movie's an Easter egg. Like, it's to a point where they're not. They're just references.
Yeah. There's so many scenes where it's like the whole point in the scene was remember this. Like, here's a reference. Yeah. Rather than like the first one where it was like there's a point to the scene and it's full of references. This one was like it forgot the point of the scene and just did the references, which, like, again, like, you can watch and, like, I did on the surface enjoy it for the references, but I wanted something else.
100%.
Yeah. What would you say what was your favorite like sequence, your favorite like set piece or something?
I mean, I did like the whole Warrant section, with Peach. Again, way too much plot armor, but it's cool to see her kind of get down and dirty. And again, I do like her character, how she is like, she's super serious, but again, it would have been nice to have like this small little homage to the Peach we know. I mean, because even like, I thought it was super weird that Peach is saying that, like, I hate birthdays. And I get it was to reference how she doesn't know where her origin is, but like, bro, Peach invites Mario because she baked a goddamn cake. Like, what are you talking about? Like, bro, I don't know this Peach at all. Like, the Toads are the one probably making the cupcakes and stuff. Like, she ain't making anything. She didn't want to celebrate.
They did they did the Mario 64 letter thing, with Peach's floating head in the sky when she writes the letter to Mario.
Yeah, I love. Hey, cool, dear mustache. Not even Mario.
That was it. Yeah.
That was a low blow though. Like, come on, you can't address him by his first name. Like,
put some respect on his name.
Right? But let's be honest, she don't need no man. You know what I mean? Mario is freaking useless to her. Like, she is the actual, like, what's it called? She can defend herself. And I think that's fine, but it's just, again, it becomes almost unrecognizable. But I guess, you know what? Here, I look at it this way. Nintendo, you want to steer in that direction? Then give us a Peach game where that's exactly her personality. I want to play that. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll feel like, okay.
I didn't play, what was the one where she's...
No.
Showtime? Something like that?
That was horrible. That was bad. That was really bad.
I know you didn't rate it, but was, like, Peach's character... How was she portrayed in that game?
She was just she was the Peach we know, like, from the games. You're just very carefree, nonchalant, but not at all, like, tough or rough or anything like that. I mean, she just like dressing up and kind of doing like these plays and stuff. So it was very like, compared to like Echoes of Wisdom, because both of those games came out at the same time, I felt like that was a little bit like too on the nose of like not even trying, like just making, it's a princess game, versus like Echoes of Wisdom felt like a real idea and a concept and really giving Zelda a whole new arc. And so again, it's weird how in the games Nintendo kind of goes with this more traditional sense, but then in the movie she's something completely different. Maybe they could find like a middle ground, or again, give us I just want a new Peach game at this point. Have her be like that then, and then it will be canon in my head. I will digest it better, I guess.
Yeah. I think for me, my favorite bit, probably the whole, I mean, it's probably an easy answer, but the whole assault on Planet Bowser at the end was cool. Fox piloting the Astral Observatory. It teased me, because there's a few times throughout where they dropped a couple of Star Fox tracks, and there's a bit right at the start of that, it plays the first few notes of the Venom theme from the original Star Fox. I think in Smash Bros it's the Corneria theme, but it's from the first Star Fox, it's Venom. It plays like the first 5 notes of it, and I was like, oh my god, we're going to get a full-on, like, orchestrated Star Fox, and then it kind of goes its other way into some other soundtrack. But still, that whole sequence was great. I loved them kind of breaking through the defenses, like we already said, where it was done on like a Mario Bros level for Bowser, and then at the end when they finally make it through and it just plays the victory fanfare theme, and Bowser Jr. just kind of sat there like, and then there's the fight with Bowser. It's done on a bridge, like the final act I thought was pretty good.
Actually, that's my favorite sequence, which is very cliche to say. The final battle, actually, that was pretty. It was the biggest awe moment. There's so much going on. I'm sure most of the budget went into that.
I think for me though, it's like that's my favorite bit up until the showdown with Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi versus Bowser and Bowser Jr. I felt that fell flat for what you've already said, where it's like it escalates. Bowser Jr. has spawned a dragon now, and it eats Bowser Jr. and now the whole fight's gone. And like Peach and Rosalina, it's like, what do they have? Oh, they have to get together and put hands together, which was set up earlier, and there you go, it's all fixed and solved. Whereas like the original Mario film, it like escalates up to the final battle in New York City, and then they get the superstar at the end, and it's like this really awesome triumphant moment where they finally can fight Bowser because they've got the star, and
I think what would have been better maybe is if because you're right, like they did kind of want to give you, because like what is the strongest ability in the Mario Bros games? It is the superstar. But what is the coolest, unique ability in the Galaxy game?
The Cosmic Mario, or whatever it's called.
Where and that's what he got. So it's like, maybe they were trying to do a similar kind of end off with that. But like, the fact that he just grabs a block, and then just gets it immediately, it's like, what would have been better is Peach, instead of the ending being Peach saving Rosalina, it should have been Peach saves Rosalina just in time for them to then create that star for Mario then to use, and then it would have felt a lot more appreciative, right? That 100%. I don't know why they separated them.
What is this whole thing where you put your hands together and you spawn loads of grass and trees and
what's so imagine if they spawned like the giant red star, and then Mario grabbed it and then turned into the Cosmic Mario, and then took him on. That would have been just a lot more appreciative, because like you said, they're trying. It seems like they're trying to end the scenes as soon as possible. It's like, I feel like it's like you got to go pee, and you're just kind of like, come on, okay, what's that?
And it's just move on. Yeah,
you're right.
Like, I get the argument is it's for kids, but kids, they don't have, their attention span isn't that bad. If you sit like a kid down, maybe some kids, maybe some like, you know, TikTok brained kids or whatever are too far gone. But the average child, if you make them watch, you know, like one of my favorite films still, you know, even as a 29-year-old man-child, is Kung Fu Panda 1, the first one, another Jack Black film. Meant for kids, you know, DreamWorks, whatever, little kids can watch that and enjoy that. But it's got fantastic pacing, it lets its own scenes breathe or whatever. It's not just right, on to the next one, colours, on to the next one, you know. This one feels very much like it's designed for, you know, the kids that maybe scroll too much on an algorithm and have a 10-second attention span, because it's like you get 10 seconds of something and then it's moved on to another different 10 seconds of something, and it's just too fast.
Maybe it's like it's kind of telling how society has changed and how they have to cater movies differently for kids, because with technology, kids have shorter attention spans. Because the first movie I thought of when I walked out of it, and I'm like, because like I was talking to it, like, because my wife because we couldn't bring in my kid, so she was just kind of walking through the mall. Luckily, the movie's really short, it's an hour and a half, so just enough time for her to kind of mess around in the mall. The first thing I told her was like, again, yeah, it's 100% made for kids, but if you go into that, you can appreciate it. But like, also, as someone who grew up watching a lot of movies made for kids, this doesn't have the same impact. Like, the first movie I thought of was Hercules. Hercules is my favorite animated movie of all time. It's my favorite Disney movie. It's one of my favorite movies in general. I cannot wait to show my kid that. I feel like he will absolutely love it like I did. But that was a movie with so much heart. Like, yeah, they had moments, but I mean, like, the musical moments were so much better that they would turn the movie into a musical. It wasn't just music playing in the background and it's like a music video. It was like, nah, it was a whole play. And then like the whole arc of Hercules losing his powers, growing up with a new family, overcoming so much, then becoming the hero he was meant to be, but then throwing it all away again for the person he loved. It's like, damn, dude, you can write good movies for kids. You can make very meaningful things going on. Like that, I understand that cannot be excused, but I think, again, what is really holding this movie back is it's based off of a video game, and they really wanted to focus on the video game aspect. It's very much to pay an homage to why, because you know why are you here? If you're someone who, you know, is gonna watch a movie about this, you know, giant, weird looking plumber man, like, because let's be honest, like, even though I think Mario looks like a badass, he only looks like that because we grew up with him. He kind of like, you know, like, he's not really like, if you just like were born 30 years old with a 30-year-old mindset and you looked at Mario, like, what the hell is that? Or maybe you'd be like, yo, that's pretty cool. But like,
it's sick,
right? But yeah, I feel like maybe Nintendo, that's their mindset. They know, okay, most people coming into this, they're just, you know, fans of the game, so we got to give them exactly that. But yeah, you know, it does hold it back. They could totally have made a much deeper story. They can, like you said, they almost kind of went with that with the original Mario movie, Mario Bros. So they could have done something more like that. But I felt like this movie was 100%, like I said, a love letter. 40 years of Mario. This is us putting it on the big screen. Literally, of all the 40 years, everything he's been through, it's meant to be just there on blast. And again, if you go with that mindset and just kind of look at it that way, I think you can really enjoy it. Because again, bro, I am an OG hater. I'm like, I hate more than you, right? So it's like, I'm genuinely surprised that I actually, you know, enjoyed the movie over you. So I just think that.
If you had to give this a ranking out of 10, what would you say? A rating out of 10?
I hate doing that. I hate it. But if I had to,
I mean, if they came with a gun to your head that'll turn you into a baby,
blaster, right? Yeah. Or a zapper or whatever. Yeah, I would go with I don't know, a 7 out of 10. Like, I just don't think it's that offensive, just but again, from my perspective, you know. I liked it. I don't think it's amazing either, but I didn't hate it. I definitely, something I wouldn't say like I need to see in theaters if I wasn't going to talk about it immediately, but it'd be something I would totally tune in with, you know, just one night maybe with my kid and wife and watch it on the big screen at home, like, you know, on TV if it's on Netflix or something. But like, I'm not eager to, this is not like the Zelda movie where I have to be there day one. Like, it's probably just because we are Nintendo fans, we felt the need to do so we could talk about it. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah. So probably like 4 or 5 for me out of 10. Okay. Again, and that's if I kind of try and put my head, like, try and think of this as a non-Nintendo fan. Like, imagine if I went in and I didn't know anything about Mario, didn't care about these games, it'd have to be like a 1. Like, because if you can't get value out of it for that, I don't see where the value is in this film. For me, because I love the Galaxy games, I love all Mario games, I can get value just from watching, characters I love on the big screen, all the references, which brings it up a little bit. Seeing Fox probably puts it up another pip. But yeah, I don't think I could put it higher than that. Whereas the first one, I'd probably say, I don't know, maybe a 7, 8 out of 10, like pretty good. Maybe not an 8, maybe a 7. It's inoffensive, decent fun for a little bit. This, I felt pretty underwhelmed by it, which is sad because I was looking forward to it because it's the second big outing of Nintendo in the cinemas. Big, huge moves from the big N with moving into the movie world, which I guess is a good segue to the other part of this discussion, which we're going to say. How has the Mario Galaxy movie affected your expectations for the Zelda movie, which is obviously only a year away, right? Now we're in April. Right. It's a year and a little bit away.
Oh, this is worrying because it means they're going to start promoting it now. The Mario movie's done. It's done. There's no point. Maybe you could give another week or month max once it's like out of theaters or just not worth constantly putting out there. And
it's Zelda time.
Hype, right?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, interesting. I don't think my expectations, my hopes, whatever, has not been changed at all by the Galaxy film. I think they're completely different things. I think they're aiming for different audiences. They're just so separate in my mind that I don't think... Basically, like I already said, that my main issue with the Galaxy film is that it does not focus on a plot. It's just references, action, mindless colors and fun. I don't see any universe where the Zelda movie falls into that trap. I don't think we'll ever have a Zelda movie where it's just endless Zelda references at the cost of the story. Yeah. Because I think, there's so much money invested in these things, and Nintendo needs these things to land and make a lot of money. And Mario can, just on the IP, just because kids will watch it because it's Super Mario. Zelda, I think the people at the top, people putting the money into this, the people in the, in the boardrooms writing these things, they know who Zelda fans are. They know that it's a slightly more mature audience than Mario. It's people who appreciate not just the gameplay, the action-adventure gameplay of Zelda games, but also the worlds and the stories of these games. It's a little bit more mature. It's a little bit more serious. And I don't think you can get away with just reference slop for a Zelda film. It has to be something deeper. What about you? Have you changed your mind on it or no?
No. I kind of briefly mentioned it earlier in the podcast that, I don't think... if Nintendo better not. They better not do that. But I don't think they will because Zelda has a more... mature audience in general, and again, going live action, I mean, it's gonna be hard to do that. Again, I feel like with it being, especially out of all companies, don't get me wrong, Illumination did an amazing job with this movie. It looks really, really good. Like, Nintendo was able to really kind of visualize all of these references super well in this cartoony, again, Illumination-esque look. But I think with it being live action, they can't get away with it being as goofy to begin with. It's not just going to be like little cute characters saying, "Oh, what's going on?" Like they have too much of that. It's literally catered to kids, and I hate those parts anyways. But like, I just kind of shrug it off. I don't think the Zelda movie can even explore that route, and it'd be so offensive if they just make it a giant Easter egg mashup of just, there's this, there's that, there's this. It better be like, have some, but have them be, again, Easter eggs where they're so few and far between, you have to look for them. They're not just there. And give us a story that doesn't piggyback so heavily off of the games. Because honestly, what they should have done with the Mario movie is introduce an entirely new villain after the first one, or used a very like just underappreciated, underutilized villain from the Mario universe and put him on the big screen or something like that, put them or whatever. with the Zelda movie, we understand Ganondorf will be a part of it, but like you can tell so many stories where, you know, we know the beginning to end to most Zelda games, but it's everything that happens in between. And I feel like they have to completely just take a completely different route. I don't think, like, I get the idea of the Link that should maybe go into some dungeons and find some unique items, but that should not be the entire premise of the movie, of like him trying to build up an arsenal, or I don't know, trek like a certain area, or I don't know, like, yeah,
I think especially with the Galaxy film, it was very much like, remember, this is about a video game, right? This is a video game, and like so many references to this being a video game, more so than the first one, which obviously had quite a few. I don't think Zelda can do that at all. I think if Zelda references itself, like if it kind of breaks the fourth wall and like, remember, this is a video game film, I think the whole thing falls flat.
So,
I think it needs to take itself seriously.
Would you be okay? Well, let's say
is this? What, are you gonna say Link gets an item from a chest? Or
yes. Let's say Link gets given an item and he's like, "What?" And then someone like slaps it out of him. Or like, "What do you do? Would you be upset?"
I don't want it to happen because I think it would hurt the film, but I can't lie and say that wouldn't be funny, especially if it's like he does it and there's like another character just kind of looks at him like, what the hell are you doing? And then it just moves on. Like, as funny as that would be, I don't want it to do any of that. I think it needs to just be an isolated world in that it's not the same thing, so it's a really bad point to make, but I'm going to make it anyway. It's like, imagine if the Lord of the Rings films were constantly saying like, this is from a book, this, you know, like there's references to it being from a storybook or something. It would like, it would hurt the, actually that is a really dumb thing to say because it kind of does with Bilbo's book, and that, forget any of that. That works, that's sick, that's awesome. Video games, I guess, are just a different thing, and I don't want it to kind of refer to itself as such. It needs to be a real place, you know, you need to be transported to Hyrule and believe it's a real thing, rather than like it constantly undermining itself and making jokes at its own expense, which Mario can do. Mario can get away with that, but I don't think Zelda can.
I agree, and I think I want to walk away from the Zelda movie feeling almost like I was out of reality for a little bit. You know, have you ever watched like such a good movie? Yeah, that you walk out and it's like life doesn't feel real anymore. You're just kind of like, I'm so into the movie, and you're just like thinking like it was like watching Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man for the first time. I liked it that much. I remember, like, I was much younger, of course, like half my age.
The Andrew Garfield one?
I surprisingly liked those. I liked how like it was a lot darker.
I've never
even
seen
the second one. Oh, you should. Yeah, I really think they're really good. But again, maybe some people will disagree, because I know there's a lot of people who really like the Tobey Maguire ones, just because I feel like it's because it was the first. I legit don't think Tobey Maguire.
I think a lot of it, like,
right? It's nostalgia, because I'll be honest, no offense, I do not think Tobey Maguire is a good Spider-Man. I
agree, and I love him because, you know, I am nostalgic for those films. I used like Spider-Man when I was a kid, but like some of the faces he pulls and whatever, I think, you know, it's such a normie opinion, but Tom Holland's the best, I think.
I'm still with Andrew Garfield. I'll
you
be
think?
honest. Maybe that's why I like Twilight
enough.
Princess. You know, like there's something about the grittier, darker one. Even the suit is the darkest looking one. It's very textured and like just like darker red and everything. And it has the darkest story. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but the second one leaves you with a pretty big cliffhanger. They should have made a third one.
I mean, I've seen No Way Home, so I kind of know the.
Oh, does he? Oh, he mentions. I'll be honest.
I think he mentions it there. Yeah.
I watched the first two Spider-Man movies and even watched the third one of the new Tom Holland ones. I'm not a fan.
Again, apologies if there are Marvel fans here, but yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I liked,
feel like
the first two Spider-Mans were okay. I didn't like No Way Home at all, for the same reason actually I don't like the Galaxy film, and that it was just so like self-referential and like, you know, reference, and the whole story. It's like you come out and you think about what happened. You're like, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So you want the Zelda movie to speak to you in a way that like you come out and you feel like you were transported into that reality to where real life doesn't feel real anymore for a little bit. And again, that is probably the best feeling you can get out of walking out of a cinema. And it's something that 100%. I walked out of, like, I'm just like, okay, the credits need to end. My wife and kid are waiting for me. Let's just go. You know, like that's the vibe I got with the Galaxy movie, but I still enjoyed it. I still had like a big smile on my face, and it was very much, again, like I said this like 20 times already, but a love letter to the Mario series, and to almost some other Nintendo IPs like Fox and this and that. Just really, some people I feel like might look at it as it felt like a Nintendo movie, but not really. It's still Mario through and through, but it gives a potential for what a Nintendo movie can be if they're gonna go this route. It's interesting because back in the day it was, you know, Sega versus Nintendo, you know, Sega does what Nintendo don't. Sonic and Mario, the two mascots, the icons of gaming. It's like in this new movie video game adaptation world, it is exactly that. It's Sonic and Mario now. They're like the heads. Their movies are doing amazing. No other video game can touch it. And I'm really happy as a Sega fan, as a Sonic fan. I'm glad that Sonic has that, and I'm glad.
Do you think maybe do you think we get a crossover?
They have to, right? But you know what happened recently that's making me worried? I don't know if it's like
the Olympic Games.
Yeah, it got removed from the eShop.
Wait, what?
As well. Like, not only did they stop making it, but the Tokyo version is removed. The 2020.
Oh,
Tokyo
right.
Games.
I was just making a joke that there'd be an Olympic Games.
Movie.
But I didn't know they got removed. No.
Yeah, no. Apparently got removed, but I don't know if it's like a licensing thing or something, or if there's beef between Nintendo and Sega. I have no clue. So I just kind of. Yeah, take it with a grain of salt, but I'm kind of sad that to not even see more of those, because I really liked seeing the Mario, you know, universe interact with the Sonic universe outside of, I guess, only Smash Bros. So it is a shame that we haven't seen any of that, and it would be cool. But I guess here's the thing: Sonic is tied to live action, and I wonder if that helps the movie become more serious, because the Sonic movies are a lot more serious. There's a lot more heart going on with it, but also they explore a lot of outside characters. Like, yeah, one thing I guess you could look at it that could have been a positive, but maybe I'm glad it didn't happen, is if the Mario movie had an original character. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have any original characters. Everyone is a reference. All the villains, all the allies, everybody, that they don't want to even slightly explore a character outside of the universe. Even like, you know, the Rob being the, you know, the receptionist or whatever behind the desk. And yeah.
It was funny. But have you seen Zootopia?
No, I'll be honest, I barely watch movies to begin with.
I can't even remember if that. I don't remember if that's Illumination, but it's, you know, another animated thing. But it's like, it's almost the exact same joke as the Rob thing, and it's like it's a sloth receptionist.
Okay, I like to believe that is a deep cut reference. So
maybe
I believe it was.
Yeah.
I think it was for the NES. They literally made a Rob game where Rob literally like rotates and then stacks things. Like, you can buy like a Rob controller. Yeah. And I think maybe that's the reference.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
But they did use it.
I mean, it's
twice,
cool to see Rob either way. Yeah.
Yeah, right? I mean, technically, when I think of Rob, I'm like Rob from Smash. I'm kidding. But let's be honest,
I do the same. Yeah. Well, I didn't have a Rob growing up, did I?
Right.
You know, so, like, I just know him from Smash. Or from Mario Kart DS.
True, yeah.
It's technically a Mario character before Smash, so...
Yeah, you're
before Smash, around the same time. I don't know what came out first.
No clue, because he was in
DS.
Brawl, right? Yeah, I can't remember either. Yeah, you know. So while you can look at it as like it's inoffensive to Mario purists and fans, I think maybe it could have benefited. I don't know. I think though with the Zelda movie, they don't need to do that, because it will have plenty of characters to work with that can all be serious in some sense. And I mean, okay. In terms of like just having seen the second film, knowing the third film is coming out, they wouldn't have shown Daisy if not. What character and what kind of premise would you want them to go for if that's the case? What kind of like another cameo do you want to see? Is it Link or?
No, I was upset that he wasn't the post-credits reveal, but the big W, the big man himself.
Oh, really? Yeah. He should be the villain. Bro, that would make such a cool villain. Yeah.
It'd be amazing. He's like, you know, got some sort of capitalist empire, and they need to like take down his like profiteering, or I don't know. Yeah, Warrior would have been a fantastic villain, and like, you know, it would have been a nice little reference to Mario Land 2, where he was like introduced as the villain. Maybe for the third film, you know, or
they have
I'd have thought they'd have
things
put him
to
in the
work
post-credits,
with.
But that's
I mean,
the thing.
Daisy was like a small reveal when you really think about it. Like, we have no idea what to expect just because Daisy appeared. It can kind of go all over the place. I mean, okay, outside of the Mario universe, like another Fox cameo, who would you want?
See, I do feel that it's kind of like I feel like I'm sliding down like a slope, and at the bottom is the Smash Bros movie or some sort of ensemble Nintendo thing, and I don't see a way to not slide down there. I think it's inevitable. So I do think eventually we'll see Link crossover in this kind of world. I just imagine they do something similar with like the way basically that I think it can work as long as it doesn't bleed into the Zelda films. So say if you have the Zelda films as their own isolated thing, and then Link turns up in another Mario film, and it's like an animated Link, maybe still voiced by Benjamin Ainsworth, but then, you know, so yeah, I fell through a portal and now I'm here, whatever. Screw it, doesn't need an explanation, here he is. I think that's fine, because I think Mario movies, they can get away with that sort of thing, just like Fox needed the smallest, hand-waviest explanation. Oh, he fell into a warp rift, and now he's here. Cool, doesn't matter. Fox is here, awesome. Same thing can happen for Link. The only thing I'm worried about is whether that's a two-way street. And I don't want anything to bleed back into the Zelda cinematic films. But if Link's coming over, sure, I'd love to see it. Other than that, you know, the obvious shoo-ins are like Kirby, Pikmin getting a bigger role would be cool. Samus, maybe some Metroid stuff comes over. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, for me, I guess I would want like Samus would be dope. I mean, I thought Samus would have appeared in this movie in some sense of the way. That would have been probably the way to make up for spoiling Fox. You know, because again, like you didn't really have, you can't say the Pikmin or a Game & Watch were like, oh, yo, they brought him in, like, and
you couldn't even have the same criticisms of Samus as you do with like Peach and stuff, because Samus is
a bounty hunter.
Like, you know, she's like, if she's soloing armies of enemies, it's like fair play. It's Samus. That's what she does.
Yeah. But also, yeah. So definitely Samus would be up there. I feel like, you know, she would fit. I mean, it really depends on what the enemy is, right? Because it kind of wouldn't make sense. I mean, that would literally just evolve into a Smash Bros. Movie at this point. And I'm assuming the next movie has to be still another Mario Bros. Movie. Watch it be called the Odyssey movie.
Yeah. I think just because it's the biggest like IP name, you know, Mario is a bigger name than Smash Bros. But yeah, if they did a Smash Bros. Film, that, you know, the villains are, you know, obviously you could do Master Hand or Crazy Hand or something like that. Or Taboo, you know, the goat from Brawl, would have been awesome to see it as a villain. But yeah, if they do, so Mario 3 is obviously inevitable at this point, because we're still very early days with the Galaxy film, but I think the numbers are kind of whatever.
They're going to follow the line of Sonic movies. They're on their fourth. Sonic's releasing its fourth movie now. So.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And they're just now adding Amy. So it's like,
okay, yeah, I was going to ask, so I don't know anything about Sonic. I know he's blue and he goes fast, and he's got a friend called Knuckles, and that's about it. Is it all Dr. Eggman as the villain of all the Sonic films?
If anything, the most recent one introduced his grandfather, the one who essentially created Shadow, and they're both played by Jim Carrey.
That's cool. I mean, give him as much work as he wants. He's like, I've only seen clips of him, but he seems amazing.
It's funny. He's the Jack Black of the Sonic universe. Dude, it's like literally both super charismatic, you know, comedic, borderline. You feel like they improv their their bits, and they're the villains. They're like the villains. Like, I bet you Nintendo 100% is taking pages from Sega to begin with, and that's why they're so full force in this. Like, oh, there's a whole other landscape we can kind of tackle with turning our video games into movies, because there's so many more moviegoers. Because I believe these movies make way more than any game could ever make in terms of, you know, like financial profit, right? Like they make billions.
I don't really know. I'm not. They make billions, and then I don't know how much the Mario Galaxy movie would take to make.
I feel like I need to know. I'm actually really curious. Like,
I know for sure that the first one made like $1.5 billion or something like that box office. I don't know how much then you have to take off for like cost of making the film and advertising and stuff like that. But it's not, you know, it will have still made net like over $1 billion. And I don't think it's unreasonable to think that the Galaxy movie will do the same.
But you think the Galaxy games did the same?
Oh, there's no way they made $1 billion. No.
That's what I'm saying. So the movies are more lucrative almost. So it's like maybe that's why. And I bet you in terms of Sonic success, the movies are the best going on for Sega at the moment, and that's why we're on the fourth one. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's. Let's be honest. Like, Sonic has. I feel like I'm gonna offend some people, but like not much going for it in the video game department at the moment, and the movies definitely.
I feel like that's been the case like since the 90s, though. It's like Sonic's struggling for the games
since the late 2000s, like leading into 2010. There's still a couple of good ones,
yeah.
And I feel like they came back with Frontiers, but it's just a hit or miss. Like, again, as someone who grew up playing Sonic,
was pretty good.
Horrible. And if anything, tried to evolve into a spin-off TV series.
I remember it was like a kind of
Sonic.
a little show. Yeah.
Had
a good theme song though.
True. But that's Sonic never, even if the game is not that appealing, the music never misses. The music's always slapping with Sonic. So.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird though because, like, for us, when we grew up, we heard vague, stories of the Mario Bros movie and like, these weird like Mario Bros kind of wanna be things outside of video games, and they seemed so like foreign and taboo and something you'd never want to watch, you never kind of visit. But like for our kids, you got these Illumination, like super colorful, super high budget movies that are going to be like, oh, this came out, like the first one came out before both you and my kid were born. Like our kids weren't even born with the Bros movie out, and now this one is like the first one that has come out since they were born. And it's like these are going to be still historical old pieces of media to them when they're much older, and they're like, oh, these movies are ancient, and it's just super weird to think about.
We were growing up, it was kind of like you heard like myths of, oh, there's a Zelda animated series, but it's pretty weird. Or like, there's the old Mario Bros movie, have you seen? And like Bowser's this kind of like gangster guy. And then, now they'll just be like, well, obviously there's just like the proper Mario film or the proper Zelda film, like high budget, beautifully rendered, movies, which is crazy that we're in this world.
And they'll be, they won't just be video game companies to our kids. They will not look at Nintendo as, oh, there's they make movies too. They're like, it's
and parks,
right. Oh, true. Yeah, dude, they're literally gonna be the Disney of like. Truly, they're going to be essentially the Disney of our kids' like youth. Essentially that's what Disney was for us. Even though I didn't love Disney to death, it was essentially that. It had everything.
It's everything. Yeah, exactly. What do you think is
weird to think about?
So we've had Mario Galaxy. So obviously Mario Bros was 2023, so same year as Tears of the Kingdom. 2026 Mario Galaxy. 27 for Zelda movie. What do you think? There's going to be a 2028 film? Because I feel
2029. Be 2029.
You think 29? Because Donkey Kong was interestingly pretty much absent from this film. There's like one or two little cameos.
Of him in Brooklyn, wreaking
throwing barrels and yeah. But other than that, he wasn't a character, which I thought was interestingly missing, because he's definitely had a push from Nintendo in recent years. Bonanza obviously, but also Super Nintendo World and LA and Orlando or whatever. They've kind of added Donkey Kong lands to these places. It feels weird that he's not in this film at all, which makes me think maybe they're going to push a Donkey Kong solo film at some point, maybe. It feels like it makes sense.
What I believe it could be, they could straight up go the Marvel route and then make a movie on every single side freaking superhero of all time. Like, you see, right, that's how it worked. You see this character in a movie,
Mr. Game and Watch movie.
Right.
Let's go.
And then they end up getting their own thing. Yeah, no, they could do that. What I kind of believe as well is there's just too much to show. Like you said, they never had a dull moment. And there is so much going on. Like you said, it's like, so okay, they finally are going to introduce Daisy. But it's like, oh, but what about Wario? Okay, but what about, there's so many other characters that they can mention and kind of explore that maybe they just want to like kind of focus on certain aspects with each and every movie. Or like you said, make a goddamn universe that is just endless and intertwined and all together. And I don't know if with already judging by the, like, Marvel had a really strong start with Iron Man, and it was so good. It made sense
that it
to
birthed
kind of evolve it. Yeah, right.
universe,
Yeah. But like, I don't think Nintendo has the same kind of. Like, what is Donkey?
Like,
okay,
organic,
Donkey, I need my bananas. Wah, like, let's go get him, Diddy. Like, what's he gonna?
Yeah.
I just don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna work that way. I think this movie has already shown to me Nintendo doesn't really have a story to tell. They should stick to video games, honestly. And if they're gonna explore outside of it, they should give the IP and have it directed. Because here's the thing: this movie was directed by Miyamoto and the head of Illumination, right? They were the directors, right? I'm pretty sure
so.
said that in the intro.
Yeah.
So it's like they both are kind of like, it's like surface value, giving you the idea that is just kind of bringing Mario to the big screen. I feel like that was their entire focus. There was no real story to be told. I feel like if they want to make a movie with more depth and heart, they have to sign it off to a director that explores that, and that is, I guess, the plus in the Zelda movie.
Hopefully,
right? West
what's
Ball.
going on with the Zelda movie?
West Ball, please.
Yeah.
Don't
You've got
drop
all
the
our
ball.
hopes with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I guess we'll have to see. Yeah. Well, just over a year till the Zelda movie. Exciting times, though. But yeah. I
it
guess
makes me-
if there's anything else to cover, or do you want to?
I mean, I feel like we ranted for quite a bit. Actually, I didn't even notice. Yeah.
We had
very
a
passionate
couple of
about-
opinions on the Mario Galaxy movie, but thank you all for listening to this, watching, listening, whatever you did. Let us know in the comments if you've seen the Mario Galaxy movie, what your opinions are. We'd really love to hear. And we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.